Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the graduation t-shirts. So before I get started in the tutorial, I just want to explain this video is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to design it. Now in the end, I'm going to give you options for how you're going to print it. I do not have a print press, the heat print press, but I'm going to show you the option of how to design it and print it out using a print-on-demand vendor. So just keep that in mind as you figure out what you want to use. So again, if you want to see how I design this particular t-shirt, stay tuned. Okay, so the first step is to make sure that you have your dimensions correct when you're in Canva. So you want to go ahead and hit Create a Design, and then you want to go down to Custom Size. And you want to choose 4500 by 5400 pixels. And if you want to know why we're using that particular dimensions, I've put this on a document. You can pause it and read it, but this will tell you why and what size t-shirt is best for. So pause the video if you need to. Okay, so now that we've got all of our dimensions correct, you want to go ahead and select Create New Design. The next thing that I want to do is go ahead and add a frame. Now I'm going to type in a brush stroke frame, and it's going to bring up all of these different designs that I can choose from. I'm going to select this one here. This is a free element, so I will import that onto the page and just drop it in there like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and resize it. Alright, now that I've resized it so that it picks up the entire template, so it fills all of that out. Next, I'm going to change the color. Now you'll see right now this frame has no color at all, so I'm going to click here. And then I'm going to select this transparent color. Now you can choose any color that you want. I just went down to the gradients, and then once I clicked it, you'll notice that it has like this darker shade, almost black color on the left, and then the lighter blue color on the right. So what you can do to kind of change that a little bit is you'll go down to the colors, and then you will select this add a color screen, and then you'll see here under style it'll have the black on the left, and then it'll have the blue on the right. You can change it if you want to where the black is at the top and so on, but what I did was I selected this version here, this style, but I wanted the blue more towards the top, so I just rotated the wheel until the black was towards the bottom. Okay, and now that I rotated it, the other thing I did is I added more colors. So you can click the plus sign, and then I added another blue, and then I also added a gray color just to kind of lighten it up a bit. Okay, so now you see that I have the black. I have two blue colors that are the same, and then I added this gray, and then for my style I went ahead and changed it to this middle this second option right here. That way it has the lighter gradient at the top, and then it has the black towards the bottom. So that's why you'll see the different layers. Okay, so the next step that you'll want to do is you'll want to go ahead and start adding your elements. Now this is where you can get really creative. I chose to add some white sparkles, some white glitter, just whatever you want to add to the page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that step, and then I'll show you what I chose. Okay, So I chose again this white glitter abstract here, along with, let's see, some more white glitter, and this last one is white sparkle light. Okay, and I just duplicated it and moved the elements along the page. However, you know, just so that it looked nice. So the next step is to go ahead and add my text box for congratulations, and then another for the school name and class of 2025. Okay, so now I have my text box that says congratulations, and I used the yearbook solid, and then for this outline that you see in blue, what you'll do is you'll go to effects, and then you'll choose outline, and then you can choose whatever color you like. Now you can increase or decrease the thickness on this, and you'll see what happens as I increase it, and then I'll just change the color so you can see how that would look if I chose that color. But again, I just went with the blue. And then this one is the font Brownies, and the font size is 230. Again, choose whatever font you think you want to use for your design. Now for the 2025, again, that is just a simple text box, and then you'll type in the number 2, and you'll do the same thing with effects. You'll want to go in and choose this outline option, and then the color that you want. For the sake of this tutorial, let's say that I chose, I don't know, a red. That's what it would look like. But again, I chose this blue, and then I just added 4 text boxes for the numbers for 2025. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to import my picture. So I'm grabbing this one here, and then I'm going to remove the background. So select background remover, and you will need a pro subscription in order to do that. All right, there we go. And be careful when you're moving it along the page, because you can like, I don't know, it can take over the entire screen. So just, if you happen to do that, you can always hit undo and then go back to the way that you want it. So there we go. I've got her situated nicely on the page, so that works. All right, now I wanted to go ahead and upload a logo for the school, and I've shown in another tutorial how to do that. So I'm not going to go through that step. I already have one that I'm going to use. I'll just grab this one and I'll add it to the page and just move it over to the side. And again, if you don't know how to do that step, watch my other video and I'll show you how to just go to the school website and save the image, and then you can upload it into Canva. All right, so now that I have the logo there, I'm going to decrease the transparency, just fade it in a little bit. There we go. And then the last step is I'm going to add a text box for the graduate's name. So again, we'll go to text box, add it, and of course we're going to decrease the size, and I'm going to change the color, change it to white, and then I'm going to choose a different type of font and change the name. And now I can make that a little bit bigger. And I want to go into effects, and I want to, well, first let me change the color. So I'm going to change it to this maybe copper color. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to go to effects, and now I want to choose neon. There we go. Just to add a little something to it. Okay, so there I have it. I have the name, congratulations at the top, the school name, the logo, the image, and the year, and then her name in that neon effect. So I think it looks pretty good. So the last step is to go ahead and download it. Now you want to hit share, download, and save this as a PNG. And again, depending on whether or not you have the Pro version, it is important to change the background to transparent background, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to choose the page and hit done. Here is my image that's been downloaded and saved as a PNG with a transparent background. And you'll notice the reason why I want it transparent is so that the white that would have been on the edges of this template are gone. So that's why you want to make sure that you choose transparent before you upload it and print it on your t-shirt. Now there are several different methods that you can use to print your design on your t-shirt. As I mentioned before, I do not have a heat press, so I'm going to show you how to print on demand, but I'm going to tell you what the options are before we go through that step. So again, as I mentioned, you can do a print on demand service, and some of the platforms you could use for your Canva download is Printful, Printify, Teespring, Redbubble, and just so many more. And then the other option that you have is that you can print locally or at home. So if you use a service such as Vistaprint, Custom Ink, or local screen printers, you can use that and upload your design and order your shirts, or you can print at home. You can use an iron-on transfer, and that's for inkjet printers. You can use sublimation printer. That's if you're printing on, like a polyester shirt. And last, you can use a heat press. And your heat press is a more durable, professional type of, press that will give you those types of results. So again, choose whichever option works best for you. Okay, so again, I'm just going to use Printful. No, they did not sponsor this video. I just chose this particular platform. And then once you're on there, you're going to make sure that you have an account. I am choosing this t-shirt right here, which is a unisex basic style t-shirt, Gildan 64,000. So I'm just going to go down and hit start designing. Alright, and then once it pulls up the t-shirt, it tells you to upload or drop in your design. And I already have the design over here, so I'm just going to hit apply. So now you'll see that it shows me what the t-shirt is going to look like once it has the design printed. And I'm just going to save the product. And let's see what happens. Okay. So it gives me all of the information, tells me how long it's going to take to print the shirt, how much it's going to cost. I don't have a plan, so I don't get the discount. So it would cost the full amount. Going to just make an order instead of publish. And then it'll say create your order. And there it is. And then you can choose the size that you want, add it to your cart. And then it's going to give you all that good information as far as shipping. Okay, so again, that you can go through the steps and finish placing the order. Since I'm not actually going to place this order, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of it. I don't need it. Alright, so that is the end of this tutorial. I hope you found it very helpful, and drop me a comment. Let me know what other items you would like to see, and if you want to grab this template, just go to my store and you can definitely use it and see what designs you can come up with. Alright, until the next tutorial. Thanks.